Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abundance Oladi. I talk on faith and study lifestyle. And if you're an OG, welcome back. Before I continue, let me apologize to those people that may not like the change in environment or the change in lighting. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to try out new environments and new lighting options. So let me know your honest opinion in the comments. Let me know what you think about this lighting, this environment. Do you like it, or do you want us to go back to our normal plain purple background? Let me know what you think, okay? Just as the title of the video says, today I'm going to be talking about how to survive spaces you don't fit in. And I'm very, very sure that I'm not the only one who has ever been in a space or in a room or in an environment where I did not or I do not fit in. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So just like I promised on my Instagram story, I'm going to be giving you guys a little gist background story from my junior secondary school days to my senior secondary school days to my university days. And if you're not following me on Instagram already, make sure you follow me at olade_billions, okay? So let's get right into the gist. So in my junior secondary school days, um before I got into junior secondary, like when I was done with primary school, my family had to move out from where we were to another part of like the state, which was like a countryside. I mean, like a more or a less developed area of the state, right? So, based on the way I was raised and I grew up in the center or the city center, it was really like new to me. I got to see cassava plant for the first time. I got to see mud houses for the first time in real life. I got to see calabash, what they call those things? Is it calabash or clay pots? Yeah, clay pots. I got to see clay pots for the first time to tell you how, like, the world of difference between where I was before and where we had to move into, right? And since we moved, the distance between both areas were like a lot, was like a lot rather. So we had to, get into new schools in a new environment because we could not just be transporting to school every day from this place to the other place because it was so risky and the distance was a lot. So getting into school in this new environment, it was a world of difference. Like, I'm telling you where I was coming from. I was raised with the whole diction, calligraphy, algebra baby, walking step lifestyle. All right. Getting to this new school, I'm seeing people from a totally different background. People that speak pidgin in school, people that write in it was a lot. In fact, to put it more into context, I had a teacher that once said, GSS1 submitted your assignment. Submitted your assignment. Like, that explains everything. Like, I don't need to tell you more how bad it was. Like, it was a world of difference. So I struggled to fit in. Like, I mean, the teachers used to flog like mad. And where I'm coming from, they don't flog like that. Like, they talk to us like, they will flog me out, cry. Like, Jesus, it was a lot. Like, the difference was a whole lot. So I didn't really fit in. It was hard for me to like make friends because they always laugh at my accent. They always laugh at the way I pronounce words. I remember the first day in school, the principal came to the class to do like a test for me and he asked me to spell the word accommodation. You guys, I stood up and I was like, ACCOM. That's how I was taught to speak at the time. Immediately I said ACC. Jesus, you guys, the whole class burst into laughter. Like, I can never, as I'm talking to you, I can picture it in my head. I've never forgotten that day. Gosh. Since that day, throughout till I left that school, they kept calling me ACC, ACC. You guys, I'm going to tell my children's children this story. I hope YouTube is still going to be invoked in that time so that they can come and watch this video. Anyways, this just basically explains how bad it was. So I had to change my accent. I had to change my handwriting because I was taught to write calligraphy. Like, my mom literally had to pay for me to learn calligraphy when I was younger. So But teachers always complain about how they can't see my handwriting, they don't know what I'm writing, kiniko, kiniko. It was a whole lot. I had to change my accent, change my handwriting, I changed my way of life to fit in. Guys, this is junior secondary school. For those of you in the diaspora, this is junior high school I'm talking about. Hold this gist, okay? Now let's move on to senior secondary school, senior high school. I went to a school where, so in that same area, there was a school we knew when we were in the city center. They had a day school. So over time, they now moved their boarding. They came to this my new area to open a boarding section. So like I now had to, my mom now moved me to this school because she's like, oh, this is a good school I know from this place, right? I know it's very good and I know the people are civilized, exposed and all of that. So move here, all right? So I had to leave this other school to this school. Now in this new school, like I said, they came from the city center. So we're talking about politicians' children, musicians' children, even some top people that influence the country, their children were in that school. Like top artists in the country, their children were in that school. Remember that I had already changed myself to become the local girl from my junior secondary school. So coming into this school, on a normal day, if I was still the same way I was at the beginning, I would have fit in properly, or maybe I would just need a little bit fitting in to do. But now I was worse than I was before. So it was worse for me to fit in. I did not know anything. And plus the fact that I had a fast education. So I was way younger and naive and less informed. It was crazy. Like, even educationally, like my educational standard dropped. If I tell you what my first result was, you will not believe it. Like, you will not believe it. It was a lot. So I struggled to fit in again. I remember when they would play Truth or Dare. I remember when they would talk about Cardi B, Rihanna. They would just do some things. The first time I even heard the word crush, I was like, what is crush? I don't know what it meant to crush on somebody. I did not know so many things. Like, who is Cardi B? I didn't know who Cardi B was. I didn't know who Rihanna was. I only knew my Messi Chimbo and, all those people. You get what I'm saying? So it was a whole lot. Like, I was always lost in conversations. But then, I will not show it. I'll try to act like I know what they are saying. In fact, that was the first time I heard about pentatonics. Like, I don't know. Like, you guys, I didn't know anything. So I still struggle to fit in. So now, hold this gist. This is the second gist, okay? Senior secondary, hold it in this side. Now, let's move to university days. So when I was getting to university, I haven't graduated from secondary school. I realized that I didn't have any friend of my own from both secondary schools. Like, it's not like I didn't relate with my classmates, right? We related with each other. We talked. In fact, we are still in communication till date. I'm still in contact with my classmates from school. But they were not my friend's friend. I'll say, oh, this person is my friend. And I know that they take me as their own friend. Do you get what I'm saying? But we were cool, we were calm, no issues, cool vibes. So getting to uni, I'm like, God, I want my own friend. Like, my mom even started praying that prayer for each and every one of us, her children, before we got into uni. She'll always be like, God, send them their own friend. So I was like, God, I want my own friend. And keep in mind that I was already on a fast education thing, right? So getting into uni, I was still way younger. For those of you who know, I got into uni at 14. So I was way younger. My first set of like roommates and friends were like 17, 16, 18 at the time. And I was just 14. So I'm like, God, I don't want to struggle to fit in again. What do I do? Like, how do I be myself but still not be lost? Like, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. How do I survive? How do I survive being myself but still not being lost in this environment? So this is the whole gist. Now let's get into the main talk of today. So the first thing I did was acknowledge my ignorance, you guys. Acknowledge your ignorance, so don't go and be doing oversabi. Me self I know, me self I don't know. I know sometimes they'll be like, if you don't know, sometimes don't embarrass yourself. But no, you guys have learned that sometimes, many times, it's good to own up to your ignorance. It helps you to learn and learn well. Because when you don't own up to your ignorance, you only learn along the way and you may not fully understand. You get what I'm saying? But when you own up to your ignorance, it makes them know that, especially if they are not bad people. Okay? Let me say this, that when I got into uni, my roommates, my friends, they were absolutely beautiful people, sweet souls. Like, in fact, they were the best set of people I had met at the time. And still till now, they're still the best set of people I've met in my life so far. So they were sweet people. So owning up to my ignorance didn't come with any form of shame. Okay, let me just put that out there. So it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. Your own environment may have its different peculiarities, but if you can, I would advise that you own up to your ignorance. I remember talking to one of my roommates. She's a bit like, she's a sucker for BTS. Like, I don't know how to explain it. She's obsessed with BTS, with Taeyong, with Korean, all of that shenanigans. Before I entered uni, I had never watched a Korean drama. I didn't even know that there was something called Korean dramas, right? I know that every country has their movies, but I don't know that Korean movies are called Korean dramas or anything like that. So she introduced me to Korean movies or dramas, whatever. And then she told me about BTS. I'm like, what is BTS? Like, is it behind the scenes or what? You get what I'm saying? And then she told me about them. She would show me their pictures, them with Taeyong, Jungkook, all those. I don't remember their names really, but like, she told me about them. I gather knowledge. Like, if I see Taeyong now, I can say that this is Taeyong. If I see Jungkook, I may not be able to tell, but I think I can try. If I see Cardi B now, I can recognize that this is Cardi B. If I see Rihanna, I can say this is Rihanna, right? I don't follow them. I don't, you know, I'm not, I'm not a fan, right? But I know them. I have the knowledge. I'm aware. If I see Rema, Irasta, Nigerian, secular singers, I can tell that they are the ones because I acknowledged my ignorance and I was able to gather knowledge. And this is not just even about the entertainment industry. So many things, like some slangs, some words, some places, like there were so many things I didn't know. When my friend and I were just, and she will say some kind of stuff, I'm like, sorry, what do you mean? Like, I don't know what you mean by that. I'll not just nod my head and say, it's true, when I don't know what they are saying. Acknowledge your ignorance if you can. The second thing I did to survive in the environment that I did not really fit into was to gather knowledge. Second point is, don't be too uptight. Gather knowledge, you guys. It's a world of difference. I am from a very wonderful Christian background, right? Very strictly Christian Christ. We don't joke about Jesus in this environment, okay? So I got to an environment that is more secular than the environment I was raised in. Instead of just judging and just excluding myself and being isolated, what did I do? I loosened up a bit. I'm not saying that I was influenced or I changed myself. No. Holding on to my principles and my values in my heart, focusing on them, I try to be more open. In fact, let me even know what these people, what's their life about. Do you understand? I became free and I gathered knowledge. For example, when they're talking about the Kardashians, I did not even know what is Kardashian. Is he a god? Is he a person? I did not know. But I had to go and, you know, gather knowledge. Now, if I see Kim Kardashian, I know that this is Kim Kardashian. Do you understand? So I gather knowledge about the environment. I gather knowledge about their lifestyle. I gather knowledge about, the things that they knew that I did not know. I learned. The third thing I did was to adapt to the knowledge I gathered that were in line with my principles. Let me repeat it again for those of you who do not need to understand quickly. I adapted to the knowledge that I gathered from the new environment that were in line with my principles. Now, what do I mean? So, some of the things that I learned, I like they were not in opposition or contrary to my background and my upbringing. So what did I do? I adapted them into my lifestyle. For example, the way they talk, the way my friends used to talk, like flipping of hair. I didn't know how to flip my hair. I was a child, I was naive, but I liked how my northern friend, I don't want to call her name, she always flip her hair. I learned how to flip my hair. I learned the names of perfumes, brands. These were not contrary to um my background. So I learned them, I adapted them into my life. I learned I learned so many things, so many things. I learned some places, even in my education, like I gathered knowledge. Like my friends went to better schools like that I went to. I learned how they read, I learned how they write, how they answer questions, so many things because they were older, they were smarter, and they were more exposed. Instead of shying away and isolating myself, I adapted this knowledge and I gathered this knowledge and adapted them into my lifestyle. I I can't there's so many things I can't even remember all of them. I learned how to tie my hair. I have so many northern friends. I like the way they tie their hair. I learned how to tie my hair like them. I learned how they dress, their how they love boo-boos. So many things, you guys, so many things. Makeup, like I was never a makeup girly. And makeup was not contrary to my upbringing because my mom loves makeup, right? But I learned makeup. First time I ever did makeup was on my matriculation day. The next time after my matriculation day was my 17th, yeah, no, my 18th birthday shoot was the second time I ever did makeup in my life, you guys. You see what I'm saying? So I learned so many things, right? And I adapted them into my life. And these things have helped me since then. You guys, the fourth thing I did was to teach them the ones I knew and that they did not know. How do I mean? Like some expressions, like especially one of them that was really close to me, like how I used to say nah when I'm talking. Over time, you hear her sometimes she say nah I taught them how to. I'm very expressive. I say my mind. I don't like oppression. I was able to like teach my friends that. I was also able to teach them some things about places I came from, like the culture difference in my area, in the area I live rather, that they did not have in their area. I also taught them so many things, so many differences. I made sure that as I was gaining knowledge from them, I was also giving knowledge to them also, right? So when you find yourself in such kind of environment, don't think that you don't have something to offer. You have something to offer. Your knowledge is valuable. Your knowledge is also the price. Do you understand? So do not just sit down there and pick. Also try to give out the one you have. It will help you. And it also help them like you, right? Because some of them have never met people like you before. So seeing your kind of like they are trust me, many of them are genuinely attracted to your kind of person. So don't be shy. Come out of your shell, teach them the one you know. And I promise you, you will love it and they will love it. The fifth thing and the most important thing I did was set clear boundaries. Now, thank God, like I said earlier, I had friends that, had the same values, similar principles with me. So there was no much, you know, adjusting or too much talk to do. Most of my boundaries, we shared them. Most of my, principles, we shared them. So setting clear boundaries was not even a hard thing to do. My friends don't talk too much. Like, they're not loud people. Just the same way I'm not loud. They do not gossip people like that. The same way I do not gossip. They do not, there are just so many things they don't do that I did not do. They were not people that just jumped on relationships anyhow. The same way I did not jump on relationships anyhow. They were not their dressing, it was not extreme. The same way my dressing was moderate. Like we shared similar principles and values. So it was not hard to set clear boundaries, right? But if you find yourself in a situation where they are like extreme, like it's extreme, make sure you speak up, set clear boundaries, let them know that even if I'm here, I'm trying to be a little bit relaxed and learn about your culture and learn about your way of life. I'm still a Jesus baby. I'm still a moderate and classy baby. I'm still a this. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. The last video I made, somebody said that I'm always, it's only men, girls that I'm talking to. So, my apologies, okay? Tell them that you're a classy guy. You're a elegant guy. That you don't dress shabby, you don't sag, and you don't do all those rubbish they do. Let them know. I don't know the things about guys. I'm so sorry, I'm a girl. But you know the vibe. Let them know your boundaries, right? According to your gender. Don't go and be mixing genders. Don't follow them and do all those. I did not call their name. Don't join them. Alright? Let them know your boundaries, right? Set clear boundaries so that in all your learning, you will still have a focus. This is me, this is my person. No matter what, I still want to be this kind of person. I still want to live this kind of life, and it will really help you to keep in check and to also keep them in check. All right. So as I bring this video to an end, I really hope that you learned something. I really hope that it has blessed you, or it will really help someone that you know that needs to see this. Okay, so just to recap, the first thing I said is acknowledge your ignorance. Don't do wasabi. The second thing I said is don't be too uptight. Try to learn some things, gather knowledge. The third thing I said is adopt only what aligns with your principles. The fourth thing I said is teach them what you know. And the last thing I said is be bold and clear about your boundaries. And just in case you're still feeling weary and sad, Pele my love, but remember that not everywhere will feel like home. And that's okay. The goal is not to fit into everywhere. It has never been that. But it's to survive wisely, grow intelligently, and to remain yourself no matter where you find yourself. So my love, don't feel sad. Alright? If this video resonated with you in any way, or you know someone that needs to see this badly, please make sure you like this video. Subscribe if you have not. Please subscribe. Okay? And first of all, before I continue with the whole like, subscribe shenanigans, shout out to all of you that subscribed in the last how many days. Like, the love I got from my last video was massive. I'm still not over it. I'm so grateful, you guys. I'm so grateful that you find me worthy to listen to. Like, it means a lot to me. I'm so grateful. So thank you so much for that. And back to our shenanigans. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video to someone or people who need to see it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Wisely, grow intelligently, and to
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And